multiple times by many powerful characters that hesitation, unkempt emotion, and unsureness leads to fighters being weaker. It makes sense because One Piece's power system is based on willpower, which requires one to be firm in their actions/beliefs. It's also a basic concept in literally every other shonen manga and very—
Happy birthday, Box. Give me something good, baby. Come on. There's a video. There's a video.
We are back with—
There's a video.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world, basically validated by AI from a trending product database from one of the top vendors on the planet.
There's a video that keeps coming up on my recommended that I thought at some point I should watch. From Dexerto, Vicstar answers 20 questions he's never been asked. Let's find out how I would answer them too. All right, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Will Vicstar have been asked these questions before or not? Because whenever they say these are like questions they don't want to answer, obviously they don't mind answering. Here we go.
Start, and these are 20 questions you've probably never heard me answer before. I think one of the toughest challenges in a Sidemen—
Toughest challenge for a video? As in, the toughest challenge we've done in a video? Or is he... that's the toughest challenge we've done in a video, or toughest challenge when preparing a video? I'll hear his answer and then I'll see.
Was actually when we tried to visit as many countries as we could in 24 hours, just because staying awake and active throughout the night, kind of planning, making travel plans and doing challenges was just like mentally pretty exhausting. Okay.
He took that as toughest challenge in a video then. He's taken that as toughest challenge in a video. Honestly, I would probably, for me, I'd probably go with... I have a really bad memory, so I'm just going to go with the last time I did the... It's not rapid fire, they've just edited it. I would go for the last stadium video, because it was meant to be in 24 hours, and we were like, we should be able to do that, but then we ended up, you know, having to stop, and we ended up at the Arsenal game, like, 4 hours after it ended. So yeah, I'd go with that, because we had to stay awake for what, like 30 hours and try and make a video from it. I don't know.
Two people I know that I would want on my team in a zombie apocalypse. We're gonna go with Josh Zerka.
Okay.
He's a switched on guy, smart guy. I feel like he'd be a survival expert. JJ's bodyguard, Big Steve. I reckon he did some damage to zombies. What?
Okay, I'll go with Steve as well. That's a great shout. Who would I go with the other one? I mean, I'd go Talia. Yeah. I'd go Talia. Yeah, now what? Huh? Now you can't say, oh, you're not choosing Talia. Everyone was gonna be angry at me there. What was the question? Two people in the, I don't know, zombie apocalypse.
Kind of strategy. I think it's more of like, you know, fortify an area, get supplies set up, and if it all goes badly, we fight them off. One of my favourite content creators.
Favorite content creator to watch right now? I watch... Who do I watch? I watch a bit of AB. Watch a bit of AB. Watch a bit of... I mean, I watch everything Laserbeam puts out. Big Wedge, if I'm not in it. For sure. Big Wedge. Yeah, Cal Freezy, to be fair. Cal Freezy's on an amazing run for me. So yeah, I'd say them. And Syndicate. I actually do watch a lot of Syndicate. Syndicate is my traveling vlogger. If I'm going anywhere, I download his videos for the flights.
Right now is actually Andrew Huberman. Learning a lot from his podcast. I find it really interesting. He has a lot of like interesting health research and longevity kind of science, which I find quite fascinating. I feel like it's a new chapter we're unveiling as a species of, you know, how do we actually be healthy? If we could have a historical figure in a Sidemen 20...
Historical figure you want to see in a Sidemen 20v1. The Queen. I mean, Jesus, yeah, sure.
versus 1. Do you know what? We'll bring through Henry VIII, because he got through quite a few different partners in his life, so I want to see what the
murder on it.
it's like. I dread to think what would happen. I would hope he doesn't try to behead one of the girls he's on a date with. The most used app.
Boring answer, WhatsApp. Fun answer. It's not even a fun answer, just less obvious answer. Sudoku. A Sudoku one. No, WhatsApp I use more than TikTok.
On my phone is probably WhatsApp. I'm in about 28 different
it's the normal answer,
group
isn't it?
chats, just kind of working on all sorts of different projects. We've got the Troops group chat.
Why am I in this twice? I'm messaging here in the Troops chat with laughing faces. I don't know why I've done 3 different emojis to laugh. The Sidemen, he's not answering our calls. Circular, next release when? Nexerto, and then me, when's the new video dropping? This don't even make sense. Why is that above these if these are today? This doesn't even make sense. And also, has he sent that message or has he received that message? So he's received that message, so he sent me this message. When's the new video dropping? He's texted me that, and I've aired him. Damn, man. I've aired it. It was today. No, it's today. So maybe I just haven't seen it yet. Because that message there was the 16th. That's over a month. That's over a month since any of the troops have replied to me. Now who got aired? Have that comment.
Which is Sidemen and Friends, and it's just a very stupid place. I pick up my phone and look at that app. Well,
A year? Was it 2024? It's been a year since anyone has replied to me. And I know there's going to be comments about me airing him, even though they weren't real messages.
too much. I guess my most treasured
Most treasured possession. All right, this has to be a like. This can't be, you know, something real. This can't be like a. Oh, my relationship. Can't be that kind of thing. I'm gonna go with most treasured. Yeah, object. It's an object. So I can't choose like a dog. Can't choose anything like that. You know what? It's actually I'd probably those overly expensive ugly shoes. Which ones? I know I could literally like. I know there are other pairs that are more expensive. The Chicagos, the off-white Chicagos, are just like top one. They were the ones that I was like, they are. I want them so badly. Like, if I get more money, I'm gonna buy a pair of those to wear. I mean, yeah, the boring answer fine. My YouTube channels are the boring, man.
possession is the pair of football boots that I've worn to every single Sidemen.
See, he ain't saying. He's saying something. He's saying something more meaningful, you know.
Charity match, a beaten up pair of £12 boots from Sports Direct, but I've scored 2 goals in them, played in every game, and they've all been really exciting experiences. So yeah, I think that would have to go.
Good
down.
answer.
Yeah, my most prized.
Good
Ain't
answer.
broke, don't fix it. You know, the boots work. So
I'm pretty
I'll keep
certain they are broken now, though.
wearing them as long as I can. This guy called Vic Star, he has this.
Favorite influencer product? You know what? Shades. Yeah, have that, everyone. Shades.
eyewear brand called Circular. no, that's. I would say what Calix has done with No Two Ways. It's very cool. I like the shoe. So yeah. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I think I would be.
Policeman. Detective. That's what I want it to be. Dot with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Love. W's in the chat.
Some form of like scientist or researcher.
Shades is recency bias.
Yeah, I enjoy
bias, by the way.
Getting
Bias.
into data, trying to learn new things. Yeah, I think that's what I'd be doing. I think one piece of advice that I.
Wisest piece of advice you've ever been given? Sounds obvious, but make your YouTube channel about you, not the game you're playing. So I was obviously doing FIFA videos at the start, and JJ was like, make sure they're watching for you, not FIFA. Hence why he does stuff like Q&As and stuff like that. So I ended up doing that, and you know, I managed to get out of the FIFA circle, whereas a lot of people at that time were still doing FIFA.
I read recently that kind of really stuck with me. It's a saying that I've mentioned before, but it's, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I think it almost speaks a little bit to kind of a journey I've been on with friends, where you can get a lot done very quickly if you just kind of go for it. But if you want to build something that's going to last and does really well, you need other people to do it. You need to collaborate. One question I'd ask my future self.
There we go, broke. That's all I'd ask. Magsy, thank you for the 3 years. Thank you.
Is where is the best place in the world to live? Because I like the idea of living somewhere else in the world, but I feel like at this point in my life I haven't experienced enough different places to know where I would really like to be. But maybe a future version of me is
Where wants to
really
move
travel
abroad?
around the world and tried living in different places so they would know. If I could
See, that's why, right? Whenever we get asked, oh, who's most likely to, like, if someone was to leave, it's not us saying like, oh, nah. And it, like, he wants to move abroad, and if he moves abroad, realistically, we can't carry on. So that's why. Because we know he wants to move abroad. He has said it multiple times. He won't move abroad anytime soon. Didn't you say recently you'd move until it's sunny in London? Nah, realistically, I'll never move abroad. Like, I might go on a longer holiday, like a month, but it's a holiday. It's not moving.
you could pick any sport to be the GOAT, I think it would
Football.
have to be football.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. All the other sidemen are great, so it'd be nice to impress them
Same.
with that. If I was the GOAT of football, if I was one of the top dogs, I think at the Sidemen charity match, actually,
Oh,
not, I
100%
might ruin it
Riley.
by being too good.
Out of
So actually,
context,
maybe
Vic leaving, that's,
big
yeah.
overall. Could have any superpower. I think I'd
Time control.
probably go with, of the main obvious ones. I think teleportation would be quite useful. I like going to different places around the world, and if I could just bang, be there in an instant, I feel like it's relatively simple, but a cool way to get around and experience different things.
See, the reason why I wouldn't do that, the reason why teleportation though for me is, all right. So let's say me and Talia are gonna go to the Maldives, right? She can't teleport, so what? I'm gonna send her on a flight on my own, on her own, and then meet her there. Nah. Nah. You lot are making up rules. You lot are making up rules. She can't teleport. I can. No. Same way, I can stop time. She can't. Now, you lot are just adding things to make your story work.
First, I'd probably go to Australia just because it's so far away, and the idea of just going from here to there in an instant, that would be cool.
Can your daughter? No. She'll have, because she's only half superpower, she'll have like a less superpower. Like she'll be able to, I don't know. It'll be something like way more useless. You see, infinite wishes. No, you see what I'm saying? No. Like, I'd create portals. Okay, if you're talking portals, sure. 10-meter teleportation radius. Fair.
A lot of good friends there, of course. Song I know word for word, Clocks by Coldplay. Big Coldplay fan.
Not. I am not. Song I know word for word. Linkin Park Place from Head.
Right here. Can you sing it? I can sing it, but I won't. I can play it on piano, so there you've got that. On my bucket list, I'd like to visit South America.
Oh, I do want to do that too. What have I done? A marathon. I want to do a marathon at some point.
I've been to most of the other continents, but yeah, never been there, so I'd like to go there and experience it. Now, I've heard crowds in South America are like some of the best up to parties, so yeah, I'd love to play a show in South America at some point. At school, I think physics
Maths.
was my best subject. I just did well on exams with it. It's the only A star I got at A level, the rest
Fair.
were all A's. The concept of like space,
Bro said that every year.
astrophysics
I'm not saying I'm doing one, I'm just saying that's on my bucket list.
was always really interesting to me. When you get into the detail of it, I think it was a little too
Got
complicated, too much of a drain on the brain. So I like to kind of read about astrophysics, but actually learning the intricacies of it, I'm not sure how well I would have done at that. Time freezes for 24 hours.
What am I doing if time freezes for 24 hours? What am I doing? Rob Banks. How am I doing that, man? Steal stuff from the museum, yeah, but what? You're gonna just turn up with like stuff. Subathon, no one's watching. Vlog it. That'd be the most viral vlog of all time. Oh, what would I do? On it, I think. What am I stealing? What do I steal? Do pranks on JJ? The thing is, I have 24 hours. I've got to make it to JJ just to do something, and then leave. Like that's too much. Gold bank, but then I've just got gold. What am I doing with that? You can't even leave the country. That's what I'm saying. Don't know.
I think I'm gonna drive a car ridiculously fast. I'm gonna find some open road. I'm gonna just jump in the nicest car I can find. I just feel like that's something that you would never usually do down normal roads. Yeah, for some reason that speaks to me. That's what I'm going for. I'm trying to find
But
a
imagine
nice
you
Ferrari
crashed.
or even a Koenigsegg. You know, you see some of them around
Like, imagine you crash, time's frozen, no one's coming to help you.
London. We'll see what we can find. The last book I read.
The last book I fully read was the, what's the Atomic Habits, probably.
Was called Outlive, which is a pretty interesting book, and it kind of focuses on the 4 things that kill the most people prematurely and how to the science behind them and how to avoid those things. So this is a little bit morbid, but the big 4 from the book are heart disease, they are cancer, they are neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's and such, and also metabolic disorders like diabetes and such. And all of these things, bad, lead to death. You want to probably work out how you can avoid them. I think my dream vacation might be...
Dream vacation, even though I've already been there, Maldives, man. I'd go back.
To one of the, I've never done one of the typical island holidays, so like Mauritius or Maldives. I hear everyone say such good things about them.
So good.
If I'm thinking true relaxed vacation, I want to try one of those too. Just haven't had the chance in recent years. I can only...
Haven't had the chance? Now, I will call him out for this. He has travelled more than anyone for pleasure. This man has said he does not have the chance. This man has travelled so much that I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this. For pleasure, you say. He's had holidays. He's had more holidays. No, he does travel to DJ as well. But he's not loaded like you. Go check any comments.
One meal, I think.
Meal for the rest of your life?
Steak and chips.
Pasta.
Just, reliable, and I feel like,
Pasta.
yeah, it covers a lot of the things you need. Maybe with the side salad as well. There you go. You've got things covered. I have my steak medium rare, which I think is the way to go. My favourite place that I've visited would have to be
Maldives.
one of my friends has a cottage on the
Canada.
lakes north of Toronto. And it's so scenic.
Canada's
and
probably
and
my
relaxing.
favourite.
Kind of going there, you disconnect from the internet, from screens, and just enjoy being in nature. So yeah, been back a couple times, and it's something I always look forward to every summer. That has been 20 questions with me, Big Star.
That was interesting,
Make sure
you know.
like and subscribe.
They were better questions than I thought they'd be. Like, I was thinking they were going to be like, there was some there that I was like, he's obviously been asked that before. Like, what's one piece of advice? He's obviously answered those. Some of them were good. It was a good video. I got to hear things I've not heard him answer before, and I see this man a lot. Yeah, good video.
My name is Sia Estelle. I am the guide of the stars, the guardian of the constellations. I'm from a faraway place called Ort. Antares? Antares! It's time to go home, Antares. Now everything is in its proper place. Fomalhaut is singing. Some stars must be fading.
A star's death heralds the birth of new light. Old dreams fade and new hopes take their place, such is the nature of providence.
Providence. What's going on? I've never seen them behave so violently. Something must have set them off. They must have stopped these ill wishes.
Do you know why I travel to Ort, Sia Estelle? The 13th constellation will bring ruin to the world. My mission is to find...
Happy birthday, Box. Give me something good, baby.
While everyone else is focused on other stuff like Twitter spats, let's focus on the real news, the developments in AI, which I would say are accelerating. Particularly if you are Google, who have just released the latest version of Gemini 2.5 Pro, fairly unambiguously the best language model in the world. For the majority of benchmarks, and yes, including my own simple bench, it beats out all other models, including Claude Opus 4, Grok 3, and OpenAI's O3, though we are expecting O3 Pro from OpenAI fairly shortly. And that's before you get to the fact that it's quicker to respond, it's cheaper via the API, it can ingest up to 1 million tokens. That's 4 or 5 times more than other models. Now, before we get too hyped up though, there's a reason why the CEO of Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis, responsible for Gemini, and the CEO of Google itself, Sundar Pichai, yesterday, both said that they don't expect AGI before 2030. Now, sorry for those listening on the podcast, but take a look at these two lines here, and which two of these vertical lines would you say is longest? Well, Gemini 2.5 Pro, the latest version, 0605, yes, if you are not in America, that naming scheme is incredibly confusing, but this latest version, what do you think it says? It says, at first glance, line A appears to be much longer than line B. However, this is a trick of the eye, and they are the same length. In fact, later on, the model doubles down by saying, you can test this yourself by placing a ruler up against the screen. You'll find they are identical in length. For those listening, they are pretty obviously not the same length. Now, of course, that is anecdotal, but there is a reason why Sundar Pichai said that in the near to medium term, Google will be hiring more workers, not firing them. Of course, you can't always trust CEOs, which is why I'm going to dedicate the end portion of this video to investigating all those headlines you've been seeing recently about a white